Hi everybody, it's Dee Dee, Laura, and I'm here to do another narcissism video with you. Today we're going to talk about the fact that the narcissism sees you as an object. So to the narcissist, you're not a human being who deserves mutual respect, who deserves your boundaries respected, who deserves to have nice things just because they care about you, because obviously we know that narcissists are very self-centered and very false self-centered. They don't really care about what you want. They care about what you can do to make them feel good and look good. That's what they're about. So they see you as an object. They objectify you. So just like, I'm going to give you an example. When you see a child playing 1 minute with a puppy dog, like a little child, they're like playing with it, tickling it, whatever a child would do with a puppy dog, petting it, playing with a ball with the puppy dog, and then all of a sudden you turn around and you see the kid beating the puppy with a stick. Because to that child, especially a young child, they don't see that puppy as having feelings. They don't see that puppy as different from themselves. They see that puppy as an object, basically. Like, I shouldn't say they don't see it as different from themselves. They don't see it the same as themselves. Like, they don't see it as, well, if somebody hits me with a stick, it's going to hurt me. If I hit the puppy with a stick, it's going to hurt the puppy. They haven't learned that yet at such a young age. And it depends on the child. That's why I'm not naming a specific age. I'm just giving you the principle. So if they're sadistically beating the puppy with a stick, and they have this kind of non-feeling behavior, like, well, it's just a dog. Who cares? It's just a puppy. It's just, a little thing that runs around and barks and eats and poops and, whatever a puppy does. Who cares? I'm hitting it with a stick, so I'm playing with it. The narcissist never grew out of that. They never grew past the stage of not feeling for other creatures outside of themselves. So, therefore, when they abuse you, when they mistreat you in any way, shape, or form, they don't feel what you feel. They don't see it as, oh my gosh, I'm hurting this person, or oh my gosh, this really must be breaking their heart how I'm treating them. They have no sense of understanding of that whatsoever, unless they're sadistic. Then they're happy that they're hurting you, and that would be more over the line to sociopathic or psychopathic. But we're talking about narcissists here, not someone that's so far gone that they can't be, redeemed, but somebody that clearly has the attitude that you are here to serve me and please me, and I do what I like to you, and you just have to take it, basically. So here's an example. When I was with Faith in the cabin that we had rented together, her and I and another lady, we were doing kind of ministry stuff together. I was very upset because she pretty much was ignoring me and giving this other lady all the attention. So I would cry in my room, like endless hours. And do you think Faith ever came in to check on me? No, not at all. She knew I needed comfort. She knew I was upset. She knew why I was upset. But she never came in and said, hey, are you okay? No. I was there for hours and hours, and she never once came in and said, hey, how are you doing? I'm sorry. Is there something that's bothering you? Or, I know you're upset about this. Let's talk about it. No, never, ever. The fact is, narcissists actually imitate feelings. So therefore, if you are an imitator or an actor, if you will, or an actress, you don't really feel feelings. You just do them like acting. Like, oh, well, that person cried because it says in the script that show feelings of sadness because your aunt died. So I'm going to show feelings of sadness. I'm going to evoke fake tears. I'm going to look like I'm sad, even though I'm not really going to feel that. I'm just going to act like I am. You have to remember that narcissists are actors and actresses, very much so. They have learned to shut off their true feelings years ago as a child, usually. So they're imitating feelings. If you see anything that makes you feel like, oh, they're so in love with me, or they want me around and they enjoy my company, they're faking it. They don't really feel that way. Narcissists do not have genuine abilities to feel. They turned it off. It's shut off. It's down in the dungeon, way deep down inside. If you interrupt or distract a narcissist in the middle of when they're acting, like in some way, shape, or form, when they're doing their fake feeling, they undergo this instant facial change. Like, they may be, and you're like, you're not really sad. And then they'll just like anger, just seething rage. Or they might look at you and go, what are you talking about? Like Faith used to do. What are you talking about, girly? Yeah, they'll just totally like change personalities. It's weird. So like I confronted Faith one time because I could tell she was getting nervous with me around. I said, do you want me to just like leave you alone, give you some space? Do you know how long you want me to leave you alone? She said, I don't know. I don't know. So before I left her house, she admitted that she couldn't stand me. She said, I really don't like you. In fact, I can't stand you. Because I finally cornered her and I said, look, you owe me at least telling me how you really feel about me. Because I've been here for 10.5 weeks and you've barely talked to me except to put me down, to mock me, to passively aggressively deal with me. But you've never really opened up and said how you feel. And she said, please don't make me do that. Please don't make me tell you. Because Father will be mad at me. I told you guys that in the last video. That was that incident. And she finally said, okay, fine, I'll tell you. I don't like you. I'm not comfortable around you. I don't like you. In fact, I can't stand you. And that's how she said it. I can't stand you. Very blunt, to the fact, in my face. The lack of empathy will show, and it is very chilling with a narcissist. Remember that the pain of the reality of knowing inside your heart that they just really don't care about you. They're hurting you. And they don't care that you're hurting because of them. They don't care that you're crying because of them. And they don't care that they left you alone. They don't have the capacity to care about you because it all boils down to the same thing that I started saying in the beginning of this video. You, to the narcissist, are nothing more than an object. In fact, at one point I said to Faith, I said, I'm really hurting right now and I'm angry. And she said, what do you mean, girlie? Why would you be angry? I said, you are treating me like a vase that you use to put flowers in to show off, and then when you're done with me, you put me up on a shelf and forget me and go buy a new vase. She didn't relate to that. She didn't understand what I was talking about. But that is exactly how I felt. And one way they say this to describe this type of what's called objectification is you are the nail that they hit with the hammer. Think about that. Next time you're in the presence of somebody that treats you like the nail they're hitting with the hammer, and they don't care that you're hurting, they don't care about your feelings, they don't even care to rejoice with you if you're doing well. Remember, you're in the presence of a narcissist, an unfeeling, uncaring actor or actress who sees you as an object. I hope that clears up a little bit of some of the strange behaviors you may have been privy to and witnessing and experiencing from the narcissist in your life. If you are with an unsafe person who could be a narcissist, please, if you need to leave, get out safely. Tell a person you trust that you are planning on leaving. Have a plan. Don't just willy-nilly tell the narcissist, I can't stand you and I'm leaving you and I can't believe you treated me this way and I'm filing for divorce. And no, do not open that can of worms. Leave safely first, then go through legal channels and let them know that you're gone and you are not returning. But make sure you're in a safe place with safe people before you do that. Okay, well, as I always say, eyes wide open, moving forward. And I hope you are in your life, moving forward. I love you. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. And you are being heard and justified and validated. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video.